Hey, everybody. Glad you're here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
All right. Everybody ready? We're going to sing. Hang on, I'll tell you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the church with 2-Drink Minimum. Welcome to the church with 2-Drink Minimum.
We are interfaith,
Interspiritual, God optional. So relax and get ready for a celebration. Welcome to the church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
one more time now.
Welcome to the church with a 2-Drink
Human.
Doggy.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Father's Day. Wow. And happy retreat weekend.
I know. You having a good time out there?
Yeah, y'all are having that awesome time,
we're
right?
having a little.
Yeah, we've been listening, and it's just been really cool to see what's going on. I can't wait to see y'all in person.
I know. It's all she's talking about these days. I get to go. I get to go.
I know. We're gonna figure something out for you. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out.
Anyway, we want to thank everybody for joining us. Hi, Connie and Alan.
I know.
Hey,
And
Shauna, and everybody's listening on the radio. Some
Glad
folks,
you're here.
We're so glad you're here. Some folks probably join us later, but our dear friend Arizona is not feeling well today, so she's usually here. But we would just want to send some love out to her because she loves this. She loves this sanctuary. She does. She's really becoming a part of our community here. So we want to send a little bit of love to her. And we have, well, this is going to be an amazing evening, isn't it? Well, you know, we have grown to just love Sanctuary Sundays in the Sanctuary.
Sanctuary Sundays, that's what we call it.
Well, yeah. And, you know, listen from the
whole thing,
meditation all the way through the afternoon, and just feeling so good today. I mean, the homily this morning, and
Billy's, it was really lovely.
Reverend Billy was just spot on. It was,
really
and the
lovely.
music. Yes, thanks for the music.
Oh yeah.
We had a really good time.
Yeah, we've been singing that stuff too.
Yeah, well, you know, I love Cat Stevens, Yusef.
Islam.
Islam is how he goes by now, but it's one of my favorites, and that song was totally amazing. So let's get at it!
What's our sing-along today?
Well, we have a new sing-along. Now, you figured out who this quote is actually from. Do you remember?
Guru Bhajan, or Yogi Bhajan.
Yogi Bhajan, okay.
Yogi Bhajan. Bajahn.
Oh, okay. So here in our home, we have like, what, 750 hours of mantra music?
We have like about 700 hours of mantra on a playlist. You know, so
we love mantras over here.
We have a serious mantra practice in our house. It's always going on, and this is actually one of our favorites. We learned it from Snatam Kar.
Well, and it's very, very simple. It's really two lines,
2 sentences.
So we're going to sing it over and over a little bit, just to sort of, you know, soak it in. But here are the lines. And actually, can you put it in the chat just so people know?
Sure.
The quote is, "If you can't see God in all, then you can't see God at all." And it goes like this. If you don't see God in all, then you don't see God at all, at all. That's it. It's pretty easy. Let's do it. If you don't see God in all,
don't see God in
In
all,
all,
then you don't see God at all.
That's really powerful for me.
Well, it's a reminder that I'm only ever looking at myself. I'm only ever looking at what is real, what could be real.
Yeah, that's true, right? It really, sometimes
I could look on what is real. Yeah, I could look on what is real.
you can choose to.
You can choose to look on what is real.
It really helps me, actually. It comes to me at times when, I'm frustrated or whatever. I'm out doing what I'm doing in the city, and things are happening like they're happening.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes to me, if you don't see God in all, then you don't see God.
Yeah, well, I have a tendency to walk down the street and kind of judge everybody about what they're wearing and what they're doing and what they're seeing,
really?
and like, oh my gosh, she's wearing that.
You're so judgy.
It's like, oh, it's 9:00 in the morning. I see you've got your first beer. Congratulations, that's great. Walking to the street, it's like. Judgy, mo mudgy, mo fudgy, fudgy, no judgy, mo mudgy, judgy. So it's like if that's a good reminder, it's like, oh yeah, I'm seeing. I could see with the eyes of vision, the vision of Christ. She could see.
If you don't see God in all, then you don't see. Just leave it right there for a minute. Yeah. That feels really good. Why don't we look at the workbook lesson?
Sure. This is really good.
Yeah.
You'll love this. We're going to be... if you go back a few days, it starts up. It brings us to here. So, and we're on...
Today,
today's 170. So if you go back to 167, where it moves into the lesson and what we're going to be talking about today, it begins. There is one life, and that I share with God. See, share. I think the part that jumps out at me, continues to jump out at me today, is share.
Yeah. And I like the first line. She does this a lot in the workbook lessons where she puts a really great first line in there. This one is, there are not different kinds of life, for life is like the truth. It does not have degrees. Wow.
If you don't
see God.
Okay.
Yes,
and then it goes on to lesson 168, which is, your grace is given me, and I claim it now. So it's like, so we move from I share my life with all that is, with the truth, to grace. God speaks to us is the first line here. Shall we not speak to him? He is not distant. He makes no attempt to hide from us, right? Because the truth is evident if we have ears to hear it and eyes to see it, right?
And that reminds me of our other sing-along. Grace goes with me. Wherever I go, she goes with me. Sacred mystery. Wherever I go.
God speaks to us all. Your grace
all,
is given me.
Yes.
And I claim it now.
Let's do that. Here we go.
Grace is given me.
And I claim it now.
Your grace is given me. And I claim it now. 160. I know we're writing songs here. We're writing extra lyrics to the song.
That's cute.
By grace I live, and by grace I am released. So it's like I live because I have the gift of God, the gift of awareness. And grace is an aspect of the love of God, which is most like the state prevailing
in the unity of truth.
Wow. It is the world's most lofty aspiration. For it leads beyond the world entirely. So it's the bridge to what is the bridge. Grace provides the bridge to reality. Grace, by grace I live, and by grace I am released. Because it's just reminded. It always reminds me the odds that there is existence is pretty low.
Our auspicious
We're auspicious,
existence,
right?
yeah.
The existence and awareness and consciousness is auspicious because it's unlikely. And then so we end up with the lesson 170 today. We go into an introduction and a review tomorrow.
But lesson 170 today is just
Moves.
beautiful. Yeah.
So do you believe this?
Yeah, of course I do. There is no cruelty in God and none in me.
So there's no cruelty in you. So
absolutely.
what's the cruel part?
I don't know where you get
The desire that the belief that separation is
belief
going
in
to bring me
separation.
something I want.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I need to be safe from I need to be saved from reality. That reality is a scary place. We're going to talk about that today. No one attacks without intent to hurt. It's a request to witness the suffering of another person or another thing, right? And to have power over it. It's a whole system and a paradigm in which you can't win, and suffering's the norm, and all of that. So there's two worlds we're creating by the choices and the decisions we make, right? Talking about that today in Billy's
that's true.
homily. What do you want? Are we going to do what brings us to the understanding of acting on our peace, of acting on reality, and working with what is, as opposed to trying to keep making things, right? The expansion and creation work with what is instead of doubling down and having to control and stuff. So
Beautiful.
It's lovely, right?
Beautiful. I love these lessons. Yeah.
Me too.
Wonderful. Oh, hi, George. How
Yay.
you doing?
Schematics is here. We can begin.
Wow. I'm so glad to see you, George. It's been fun to hear what's been going on at the retreat. So let's breathe and ring that bell and have a little moment in our circle of love. Once again, we gather in the sanctuary to co-create together this unconditional circle of love. This unconditional circle of love which includes everything that we like and everything that we do not like. And as the poet Rumi says, we welcome them in. We welcome everything in. We welcome it all. We learn from it all. We have an inner guide that some call the Waheguru, the inner teacher, and that guide sees the light in you, and that guide in you sees the light in me. And together, we shine together in glory. So, let us dance into this oneness together in our glorious circle of love. Blessed be.
We are expressions of the greatest of the greatest. The sacred mystery that eliminates the darkness from our minds and turns us toward the light of love. We are blessed with this glorious journey. Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fate Fate, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. I live to tell it is well with my soul. I have confidence in who I am. We live to tell our stories together. I have confidence in who we are. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you we are one. So let us dance into the oneness together. With confidence in who we are. The light in you sees the light in me. We shine together in glory. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh. Waheguru Ji kao kao sa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh fateh.
Oh, I know. I love that last image of
Thank
I
you.
know, giving you sadhu realness. I love all that.
I know. That was fun to make. Oh, yay. So what are we talking about in the text today?
What she does in A Course in Miracles is she takes you on a journey, right? I've talked about this before, but the journey that she takes us on is a very classic journey. It's the journey to your heart, right? Or the hero's journey.
Right.
Or, we do that. The first half of the Course in Miracles is like moving away from what doesn't work. And the second half of A Course in Miracles is moving in the direction of what is yours to do. Because we discover that what is ours to do. And she moves us through this process of the discovery of our own divinity, of the Waheguru within. She leads us on this journey, and we discover ourselves. We discover reality is a lot bigger and broader and reliable than we ever thought it could be.
Wow,
and
isn't
it's
that
fun.
true? Yeah,
and it's actually fun and really not scary at all. And what scares us is the attempt to not be ourselves. Have you realized that? That the fear is that you cannot be yourself. Or that what you think about yourself isn't enough or right or correct for whatever situation it is. Right? That's always what it is. What kind of confidence could we build in ourselves to know that we are already divine and the children of God?
Yeah.
And what is ours, and be to live in the surety of that. You know, to live in, like, say, you can't talk me out of who I know I am. Right? How we live from that place. Well, in the section that she talks about, who are you?
Oh, I love this.
She says, who are you? And she talks about the past, and then she says, who are you? And then the next thing she wants to talk about is the present, and she does that in that order. Chapter 13 is who are you? Chapter 14 is what is the past? And chapter 15, chapter 15 is who are you? Chapter 13 is what's the past? And chapter 15 is what is the present?
Yeah.
And it's called the holy instant. She wants to talk about this moment.
Yeah. This moment is your home.
This moment is your home. And the way that she wants to do this, to talk about this moment, the present, where everything occurs, the only reality that has reality, the only thing that's real, she wants to talk about littleness and magnitude.
Yeah.
Magnitude.
Wow. That's such a wonderful contrast. It helps you really see the difference. I really love how she does this, and this is
so the image I used was a picture from the Hubble telescope.
Oh yeah.
Of Alpha Centauri. And it's really a couple of bright. It's not. I mean, you can look it up. It's not that interesting, other than the ability to like look at this and say, all of these stars you could look at, and these stars are in relationship to each other. And they're where they are because of their mass and their light and how they were formed, and everybody's working together, and all the Alpha Centauri isn't looking at other suns going, I'm bigger than you are, or like or I'm smaller than you are, or I have a better place, and this neighborhood in the galaxy is better than your neighborhood. Right? They don't. They're stars, and they share their light equally with all other stars.
Yes.
You can see it. Everybody sharing with everybody. This light isn't going, I'm only going to share my light with with this type of star, right? I only hang out with red dwarves, or something. So in this section, I use that idea that says we're all stars, and we're all could be consciously, because we're doing it anyway, unconsciously, right? Because we're all part of what is real, and there is no separation between us. We don't experience that because we believe this separation offers us a better time. We're wrong, but this is the process of learning it. So who am I? What is the present moment? The present moment is in which you know, experience, and share your magnitude and recognize it all around you.
Wow.
Versus the world telling you you're little, you can't do it, you're not enough, whatever. Right? Too many wrinkles, too old, too young, too inexperienced. It doesn't matter. It's all the same story.
Yeah.
So, and there are 12 paragraphs here. So she really wants to talk to you about this. In chapter 15, section 3, the littlest and the magnitude. So, all right, let's say it's at the bottom of the hour. Let's say we get started and talk to you about chapter 15, the holy instant. So think about this as a discussion of what is the moment, this now. Okay?
Lovely. Okay.
She starts.
Let's make sure we check the room.
Check the room. And so of course,
yeah.
Glad you're here, Jacqueline.
Hey.
I know. I warned you about this lesson when we were watching on Thursday. Yay!
Oh, you're all together.
All right, there you go.
Have fun.
So I warned you about this. Is what I was telling you about the other day. So I wanted so we're going to be able to listen to this. This is who we are. So and feel free to interject or unmute yourself and heckle me if that's what's good for you. If that makes you happy. Okay.
It's not about heckling.
No, I'm just kidding. So I interaction's fine.
Yeah,
The
interaction,
permission to
yes.
interact is I'm giving anyone.
Wonderful.
Right. So read this first. We're going to read the first two sections or first two paragraphs highlighted, and then we're going to set up what the premise is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it starts like this: "Be not content with littleness."
Period.
Ta-da!
I know. That's a bumper sticker right there for you.
Wait, go back to the room for a second. Let's all do this.
Little. I know. No littleness. No littleness.
Magnitude.
This is Pride Weekend. Okay. This is Pride Month. No littleness.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Be not content with littleness.
Be not content with littleness. Everything in this world is little because it is a world made out of littleness. In the strange belief that littleness can content you. When you strive for anything in this world in the belief that it will bring you peace, you are belittling yourself and blinding yourself to glory.
Alrighty.
Magnitude. It is essential that you accept the fact, and accept it gladly, that there is no form of littleness that can ever content you. You are free to try as many as you wish. Little forms of littleness.
I know.
You're free to try as many as you wish.
Isn't
But
that nice?
all you will be doing is to delay your homecoming. For you will be content only in magnitude, which is your home.
This magnitude is your home. Okay.
Woohoo.
So she says there are two choices. And she's asking you to be vigilant for magnitude. You're the kingdom of magnitude. You know. She gives you a definition of magnitude. She gives you a definition of littleness in this thing. She goes, it's offerings that you give yourself.
Oh, the littleness?
Littleness.
Yeah,
Offerings
okay.
that you give yourself. Meaning you have to make them.
Right, instead of creation.
They're not creating. You're not creating it with anybody. There's nobody else involved. You've pushed so. And you remember last week we talked about the dark corridor?
I do remember
That's
that,
the dark
actually.
corridor. The being. It's like, I can't do this. I don't want what's mine. Surely not me. Let this cup pass from me. The offering is the offering that you give yourself. The offering of the gift of separation, right? Or this dark corridor of finding things that don't work. And this is the world that we see, not the world that is. The world that we see is competition and hierarchy and scarcity. That's not true, but it's not. She offers you there's a real world beyond that world. Remember, and so we could be seeing magnitude.
Yeah.
Or what she's also defining magnitude as perfect expression of wholeness, the experience of wholeness. And so when we're not doing, I'm whole and complete and everything is well and I see glory and holiness all around me. If you're not doing that, if you don't see God in all,
then you don't see God at all.
And she calls that concept being blind to your glory. And if you're blind to your glory, you're blind to the glory of everyone else and everything else. All the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. You're blinded by there's no there's nothing glory. There's no glory if we're interested in separation. And she gives you a warning. She goes, don't be fooled about the glamour and the promises of the world. Because they're going to tell you that you want this stuff, and they're going to make it look real. They being the world, the stories and the narratives about how we get ahead and what's going to satisfy us. So I don't have to go into them. You know them already. It's called advertising. So she gives you a warning. Says, don't be fooled and go to sleep again.
Right.
And she makes you a promise. She says there is peace here. And she says you're at home. And she goes even one better. She says it's your homecoming. So she's alluding to a couple of different things here, as you know. The prodigal son.
Right.
Which
George
and George
beautifully talked about it this morning. Thank you, George. It was really good.
This is a homecoming, and so there are two ways to think about that homecoming as well. So we got the prodigal son homecoming, like you're forgiven and you're my son and you'll always be my son. And then there's the homecoming that's like a family reunion.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then do you remember the homecoming dance? Remember
At school.
homecoming? So whatever
Right.
that version is for you, like, oh my God, a long lost brother. Oh my God, a family reunion. You're at home. She's trying to get you the excitement, trying to give across the feeling tones of being excited about being welcomed back to reality. And so maybe you're in your best formal, with a little boutonniere and a corsage, right? And you're
like
at your
that.
homecoming. Welcome
Yeah.
home, right? Your homecoming.
Well,
So read this
That's
next bit.
truly how I feel when I'm here
Right?
in the sanctuary
I know.
with y'all.
Right.
At home. Really true. Was there anything in the
Nope.
chat? Okay. All right, here we go. There is a deep responsibility you owe yourself, and one you must learn to remember all the time.
This is the crux. This is the turn of the lesson. So there is a deep responsibility that you owe yourself.
And one you must learn to remember at all time. The lesson may seem hard at first, but you will learn to love it. And that
It's
is my
true.
journey.
Oh my
actually.
gosh!
Yeah.
But are you learning
Yeah.
to love it?
Every decision you make stems from what you think you are and represents the value that you put upon yourself. Woo! Whoa! For your function is not little, and it is only by finding your function and fulfilling it that you can escape from littleness.
Oh, I know.
There is no doubt about what your function is, for the Holy Spirit knows what it is. There is no doubt about its magnitude. To hold your magnitude in perfect awareness in a world of littleness is a task the little cannot undertake.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, keep going, sweetie.
The power of God, I'm on a roll. The power of God will support every effort you make on behalf of His dear Son. For every decision you make does answer this and invite sorrow or joy accordingly. Every decision you make is for heaven or for hell and brings you the awareness of what you decided for, what power we have.
Sort of.
Okay.
Because we don't think
we don't
think we have that.
think we
You
have that
cannot
power. Yeah.
access power you don't believe that you
That
have.
you have, yeah. Mhm. That's true.
It doesn't mean you lose any power, but a lot of us aren't claiming and taking responsibility for the power of our motivation, the power of our will, the power of our presence. She's asking you to take this very, very, very seriously. Please take responsibility for how powerful you are in this world as a creative force.
Yeah.
Holding magnitude in our awareness, my own magnitude, the magnitude of the world, loving my consciousness.
Yeah.
Finding your function and fulfilling it. See, this is the premonition to chapter 18, which is like which is where he says, "What is yours to do?" You go and you look in your heart, the journey to your heart, and find out what is yours to do, what you have endless energy for. Finding your function and fulfilling it.
Yeah.
That's going to make reality appear. That's going to let us see the contrast between our own magnitude and a request to be little because we think it's safer there.
Oh, yeah.
Every decision that you make stems from what you think you are, Blanche. Every decision that you make stems from who, what. Yeah, she says what. She says what you think you are. And if you put this in, you put that idea from what I think of, this allows us a byproduct of this, a fruit, I would say, would be the ability, the skill of deep listening, let's call it. Deep listening. Now, deep listening to my own inner wisdom, and deep listening when I'm listening to you. What is she saying? What is the, what's the discernment here? What am I hearing when she's speaking, when she's sharing, when this is happening? The deep listening I practice on myself so I can, the deep listening, my responsibility in my power, taking my responsibility gives me a space for deep listening.
Oh, I get that. That's, yeah. That
And
makes
our
sense.
magnitude is our magnitude. fuels, let's say, our function. Right? Because you're the host of God. And your magnitude has to be there in order for you to be the host of God. You're already worthy. You're the host of God. You've passed all the tests. You got the certification. You know, you got the initials after your name. Host of God. Okay? You're the host of God. And she says we're either the host of God, which is reality, or we're the hostage, and that's the word she used, hostage to the ego, or hostage to the world, or hostage to littleness. So host or hostage.
Wow.
And whatever reality you support is the one that you'll experience. Reality is, the host of God is actually supported by reality. You can prove that that's true because it's what works. But you can't prove that you're little. You have to keep doing it over and over again. And this is the way we begin to accept our power as creators. Our power as creators. Join with what is. Join with the knowing. Join with what is real and has magnitude. You can give it away. And she tells us how. Let's keep going. We're halfway through it.
The Holy Spirit can hold your magnitude clean of all littleness, clearly and in perfect safety in your mind, untouched by every little gift the world of littleness would offer you. But for this you cannot side against him in what he wills for you. Neither give littleness nor accept it.
Oh.
Yeah, right. All honor is due the host of God. Your littleness deceives you, but your magnitude is of him who dwells in you and in whom you dwell. Touch no one then with littleness.
That can be...
That is so great.
It can be trying.
It can, but look at this. It's go back up. Scroll back up a little.
There we go.
Yeah. Neither give littleness nor accept it. That's been a real practice for me. Neither give littleness nor accept it.
So the first thing she wants you to understand is this concept of magnitude isn't held by the world. It's held by God. It's held by Holy Spirit. It's held in reality. It is being... That's the only thing that can do it. That has the power to hold your magnitude is more magnitude.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Okay.
So it is our nature, and this is the sense of togetherness that I always talk about. Together we can hold my magnitude. I cannot do it myself. I have to share my magnitude in order for it to be held. So give all decisions to the voice that likes you. Give all decisions to the Holy Spirit. That's the method. And the caveat is you can't want littleness for anyone else.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And it's like, you know what? Well, I want everybody's. I want to experience everyone's magnitude. Right? So the promise is, she makes a promise here, that you'll have a clean and safe mind untouched by the rules of the world. Do you want that?
Yeah.
Do you want to? Does that sound appealing?
Yeah.
She uses the word clean.
Yeah, clean, safe mind. How about that?
As opposed to like a dirty, dangerous mind.
Dirty,
Dangerous mind. Clean, safe mind, untouched by the rules of the world, which means you are working with what works. You're working in reality, so it's reliable. No. So
that's pretty awesome. Okay, there's something in the chat.
Pops, hello. Yay, Francine is here.
Hi, Francine. Nice to see you. Thank you.
So this is our magnitude is something that we can share. We learn to share and recognize in the world by following the direction of our inner wisdom, our true nature. So read this next bit.
Join with me who decided for holiness for you.
Oh, now we're getting into what magnitude has to do with holiness. Oh, turns out they're related. Stay tuned.
It is our task. It is our task together to restore the awareness of magnitude to the host whom God appointed for himself. It is beyond all your littleness to give the gift of God, but not beyond you. Yes. Who you truly
She's
are.
making a distinction between the you and the world.
Yeah. For God would give himself through you.
What does God do?
Giving himself through you.
All right. Restoring our awareness of magnitude.
Yeah.
Do you walk around with magnitude? I'm walking in magnitude.
Oh wow.
I'm sitting with magnitude. I'm aware of my magnitude.
Ooh, I like that.
And of whose core quality is holiness. And you become aware that you are the host of reality, of power, of God. Or you've done all that and turned yourself into a hostage to illusion and suffering.
Right.
It just means you fell asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a while. And she gives you a definition of what magnitude is in this one. She says, all extensions of reality, meaning all beings, right? All extensions of reality. You're an extension of reality.
Yeah.
Everything else is. All extensions of reality are brought to my awareness. What is magnitude? Reality of seeing the extension of God in real here and now. I have an awareness of the reality of the oneness of God. That's magnitude. And it's a presence she's offering. I know. I love that. So read this next bit.
Okay.
Read the underlined part too.
Yeah. You know not what love means because you have sought to purchase it with little gifts. That's interesting. You know not what love means because you have sought to purchase it with little gifts, thus valuing it too little to understand its magnitude. Love is not little, and love dwells in you, for you are a host to him. Before the greatness that lives in you, your poor appreciation of yourself and all the little offerings you give slip into nothingness. Woo!
All your little offerings. All your little offerings.
They slip into nothingness.
Slip into nothingness. So she calls you the host to the Prince of Peace.
Yeah.
And she says this, she goes back to the altar, she points us back to the altar of the heart and reminding us that the little gifts cannot be brought to reality. The little gifts being resentment, guilt, shame, all those illusions about yourself. They cannot be brought into reality. They cannot be brought into the moment. They remain and forever remain in the past, in the future as worry or history. So there's often a feeling of sacrifice that goes along with this. Who am I? It's said before, who am I without my suffering? If I don't have my story, if I'm not a victim, if I'm not if this didn't happen to me, or if I didn't lose all my hair, things would be better. The request is to wake up and accept your glory and nothing else, because there isn't anything else besides that. And she uses these big lofty words because she wants us to get over this rejection of magnitude. Oh, I'm not magnitude. This rejection of holiness. Oh, I can't be holy. This rejection of who and what we are.
We really are.
What you are is holy. What you are is is magnanimous. And the Course gives us a reminder and says, look, love dwells in you. Love dwells. You're the dwelling place of reality.
Yeah.
We're the host. Who we are, what we do, our reality, our awareness, this consciousness is where reality dwells, lives. It is its dwelling. This is the dwelling place of magnitude. You put that above your door.
Oh yeah,
Magnitude
this is the
lives
dwelling
here.
place of magnitude. Yeah, magnitude.
Magnitude.
Lives, yeah.
So, all right, 9 of 12. Read for me, Speedy.
Holy child of God, remember that you learn not for yourself alone.
And she's doubling back on the togetherness thing. It's like, oh, you want glory just for you?
I would but teach you what is ours, so that together we can replace the shabby littleness that binds the host of God to guilt and weakness with the glad awareness of the glory that is in him. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
By and by.
Yeah, well, since I laid my burdens down. My kingdom is not of this world because it is in you.
Where's the kingdom?
Us.
Right.
Us,
so
us.
The kingdom is also this moment.
This
Right. The
moment.
kingdom is heaven.
Yeah, the kingdom is heaven.
This kingdom is all there is.
And heaven is this moment. Yeah.
So she alludes to these ideas of the two kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
One is real, one isn't.
Mm-hmm.
The glad awareness that you dwell with God, as opposed to needing to like bang on the doors and say, "Let me in," right? Please let me be good enough for heaven. That doesn't happen
because it's already here.
Because if you have conscious and awareness that therefore that's only comes from heaven. Awaken to your grandeur. Awaken to the kingdom within, a whole land of happiness and fruit and reality for us. It's an interior, it's an inside job, as they say. And she gives us the method. Decide with Holy Spirit about what your true nature is. Stop arguing that you're all that. Okay? You are glory. You do have glory. You do have magnitude. This is who we are. Seeing the littleness is, she tells us, is seeing and believing in material satisfaction of something. Believing in that guilt has value, believing that lack is true, that's littleness. And the choice out of that, the method out of that, is to choose peace one moment at a time.
Yeah.
To choose to try to demonstrate our holiness one moment at a time, as a reminder right here. And she says, you're not of this world because you're real. All right, keep going. We find something in here. All right, keep going, girl.
All righty. When you have learned to accept what you are, what you are, you will make no more gifts to offer to yourself, for you will know that you are complete, in need of nothing, and unable to accept anything for yourself.
Oh, unable to accept anything for yourself. See, we're going to talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, look at the next line. But you will gladly give, having received. The host of God needs not seek to find anything. This is a beautiful line, and something that a friend of mine and ours are discussing. This idea of needing. I need this. I need this. I need this. And so we were talking today and talking about...
And Wednesday, yeah. A lot of our discussion on Wednesday was about
inquiry.
What do I need? What is this? Well, I need not find, I need not... I must...
Who is this?
The host of God needs not seek to find something. Who's seeking?
Right. The inquiry method, Who needs this,
So, only magnitude, glory, and grandeur will satisfy you. Mm-hmm. And the reminder here is the Waheguru, our inner teacher, is never wrong. It's the living in this teaching and learning experience in which we develop trust for what is the voice that likes us and what is ours to do. And the project is to accept yourself as you are. God didn't make any junk. God made us exactly weirdly specific.
Who's weirdly specific?
Weirdly specific. Oddly specific. And your teacher's oddly specific too. The Waheguru knows all the little things that are weird about you and thinks they're cute.
Aww.
So the whole is not missing anything. All of that stuff, she says in another place, what you think is wrong with you are your strengths.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
What you think your faults are actually your gifts. You're not alone and friendless.
Right.
I share my being with all beings. Whether you act on it or not, or choose to see if that's true or not, is up to you. Like I said, you can take as long as you want to do it. Like Yolanda said. The realization that I have everything I need to make the next right decision for my greater peace is always here. There's no seeking. what I need right now to make the next decision for my greater peace or my greater experience of reality is already here without me seeking it. So wrap this up, sweetie.
If you are wholly willing to leave salvation to the plan of God and unwilling to attempt to grasp for peace yourself,
You gotta want it for everybody.
salvation will be given you.
Leave the plan of salvation to God and reality and creation. She's way better at it. And the reminder is this is a community project. This is grasping peace for everyone. No one's you want peace for everyone. The temptation is to make up our own plan. Think we know the way it's going to be. That's called magical thinking. But that my will is I know better than God. So the quest here is to release all of your bondage. Release the hostage of your brother. Release the hostage of yourself. And teach what you want to remember, and that we can proclaim together that we are the host of God, and that you're the host of God, and that we can do this. The last paragraph here is, call forth in everyone only the remembrance of God. This is where she concludes it in our discussion of what this present moment is. The present moment is the remembrance of God, and that heaven is already here. Reality is already here. Hear not this appeal to hell and littleness. You know, the world saying, don't you want that next thing? It's not a call for heaven. It's not a call for greatness. Magnitude is practice, is this presence that calls forth the remembrance of God. Let go of appeals to littleness like it's going to save you. No, not me. Let go of the safety in littleness, the idea of safety in littleness. Just what we put into our presence is what we experience. That's the altar. She's saying the altar of your heart. The altar is this present moment. What we try to bring to the altar will be our experience. If we try to bring hate and prejudice and guilt and shame into this present moment, or try to bring that to the altar of what is real, it doesn't work. It won't ever happen. So we cannot, as long as we're holding on to those things, we lessen and blind our ability to be present to the glory and magnitude that is ours. The Course is asking you, because give it away already. If you want more of it, give it away. Give away your glory. Give it away, y'all. Give it away, y'all. Give it away. You know, the Red Hot Chili Peppers moment. So, all right,
Who are you?
I am Reverend Glen Ganaway. I am your favorite anarchist preacher, and
Yes,
this is
you
the love of
are.
my life, the Reverend Yolanda.
Hey, y'all. Cheers. Hi, Cindy. Nice to see you. Yay. All right, well, actually, I want to change the last song.
Okay.
Because as we were,
Did you get a download or something?
yeah, I got a little, an intuition.
Oh.
Let's see what's in the chat here.
Thank
you,
you,
Sina.
Sina.
Thank you very much, Sina. So, just to close it out, we're going to move on to something genuine with Reverend
we have about
Jacqueline
a minute.
here in about 2 minutes, but I want to just sing
Yeah,
this.
she's saying take your time.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to sing this because this just felt right. And y'all sing it with me. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. one more. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul.
And you're right there with me. My magnitude is yours.
We love you. Mwah.